You're watching E.T.N. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to talk a little bit Star Wars, and well, it seems like some fans that did not like The Last Jedi might actually be a little bit satisfied with what Daisy Ridley had to say. So she had an interview with USA Today recently in which she was asked if she was surprised about all the backlash that The Last Jedi received from fans, and she said no. She said she wasn't surprised at all, but doesn't necessarily mean she agrees with the backlash. But what she basically said was that she thinks it was fair. She thinks it was fair that fans were definitely upset with the movie and voiced their opinion. She was very supportive of the freedom of expression, and of course came out and said that she feels very positively that they would be very happy with the last installment, of course. Now, very interesting, because one of the things we learned after The Last Jedi, once a good majority of the fans who didn't like the movie voiced their opinion, was, the people at Lucasfilm, including Rian Johnson, rather than empathizing with their audience, they actually in some ways attacked them. And while Daisy Ridley obviously has her own opinion as to whether or not she thought Rian Johnson did a good job and things of that nature, the fact that she came out and actually said that, look, fans have a right to their opinion, fans have a right to express their displeasures, and to me, that is the kind of response that the whole Lucasfilm team should have had in regards to people and their feelings about The Last Jedi. She said here, "I wasn't surprised, no, it's just a different thing. Everyone's going to have an opinion now anyway on the internet, but I also think it's fair. If people hold something incredibly dear and think they know how it should be, and it's not like that, it's fair for people to think they were done wrong." That is exactly, and you know what the funny thing is, half the time, that solves the problem. Just empathizing with your crowd. If you acknowledge, hey, look, we know that everybody liked it. For those of you who didn't like it, we apologize. We didn't deliver the film we wanted to deliver, but we can assure you and promise you next time out, we'll, deliver a more satisfying product. This is how you communicate with your audience or your customers, the people who essentially pay you, you know what I mean? And, maybe this is something you could argue and criticize. Maybe this is something she should have done sooner, but the fact that she's done it is, I think, a prime example of what the film studio should have done to begin with. Now, look, the movie made a lot of money. Critics thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. That's all fine and well, but critics do not make up the majority of your revenue. The audience does. She goes on to say here, after she said they think they were done wrong, she says, "It doesn't mean they were ultimately done wrong. Ryan's a filmmaker, and one person can't dictate how a film is supposed to be, but freedom of expression, sure." And that's the whole thing. And you want to know something? I really do think if Lucasfilm, the whole team behind that film, would have come out and acknowledged that, if they would have just empathized with their audience, I do think the end result would have been a lot better. You would have essentially shown the audience that you take the criticism, you're taking it to heart, and that you're going to, make sure the next time around you're going to try to take their feelings into consideration when making a movie. So, good on her. I think that's a great thing. This doesn't mean she hates the movie. Because I know sometimes there are other Star Wars fans out there who make content and they'll kind of twist this to make it sound like she didn't like the movie either, or they'll try to read behind the lines. I really think she's delivering it exactly as she meant to, which is, if you had a problem with the movie, you're entitled to that opinion. You have a right to feel the way you feel, and it's a fair criticism, is what she said. She said it's fair. It's fair criticism. So good stuff. Good on her. I think that's good. And I think the Lucasfilm team, the studio, should take a lesson here, because a lot of the time it's not that you have to go and change the movie or change the characters or do anything crazy. A lot of times it's just telling the fans, hey, we get it. I understand. At the end of the day, these are your customers. These are the people who put money in your pocket. And if you keep shunning them off, if you keep blaming them, if you keep attacking them back, eventually you're gonna start losing them. And we saw some of that happen with the Solo movie, and I don't think it'll so much happen. People are already invested in the series, but Star Wars ain't doing overall is not doing too great. I mean, yes, they've made money. Obviously, they've had the majority of these recent films do well. But right now, you know, when you look at the community, I've made these videos before. The morale is not very high, and this next movie has to deliver. So we'll see what happens with that. But I just wanted to point that out because I think that's the kind of approach that the studio should have taken. You know, it's definitely fair to say there were just as many people who love this movie as people that hated it. And just as you praise the fans who love it and you thank them, you have to go and empathize with the fans who didn't, because if you do, they will still come back. They will give you another opportunity. And then but when you attack them, you know, that's where you get all this, you know, fierce going back and forth between the fans and the studio. And I'm not making an excuse for the fans. There are some fans out there who are brutal. There are some fans out there who have done things that should not, you know, I mean, they're free to do it, unfortunately, but there are some fans out there who go a little bit too crazy and say some really nasty things. And of course, that doesn't help the situation. Then all you do is you get escalation on both sides. So I think this was good by Daisy Ridley. I think that's how it should have been handled, and you know, out the gate last time. But I just kind of wanted to bring that up because I thought it was a big deal. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. We got a couple of videos coming around today, some Godzilla videos. Also, my Spider-Man review will be up later today as well. I'm actually going to go see that in about 2 hours. So I'm excited for that. And I'll give a car instant reaction like I did for Godzilla's. A lot of people seem to like that, so we'll do that right after the movie. And stick around. Got some videos coming up today. So I'll see you guys later. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Click here to watch more content. Don't forget to leave a comment. Also, make sure you like and share this video. If you want to know when the next video is up, click the notification bell next to the subscribe button. And most of all, make sure to click that subscribe button for regular content.